Welcome everyone, and welcome back to the Coach Approach. It is your coach Blaker, the Black Faker. We're going to be going over patch notes 9.24b. This is the last patch notes for this year. Congratulations to everybody who made it this far. Avery, you only started doing patch notes on this channel for like a week. Hey, if you've seen the other channel, if you haven't, you could go to it. You don't have to. Yeah, there's other videos on that channel. But without further ado, let's get into these patch notes and let's approach this like a coach. All right, and before we get to the video, of course, I want to give a big shout out to my Patreons. Now, if you would like to become a Patreon, now is the time. There is a special sign up bonus. It's ×2 coachings and ×2 VOD reviews. So if you would like that, make sure you sign up before the 31st and you can get 2 coaching sessions and 2 VOD reviews for the price of 1 tier of Patreon. So thank you, Infinity, for signing up. Kited by Minions. His name is Vanity Pain, but Mr. LGFD. Seth, thank you. Arctic Sea Dog, once again, thank you for another month. Fluffy, thank you for another month. Tiny Panther, thank you for another month. But also, there is one more that's not here. Please reach out to me because I really don't know what your name is on here. But it is Epic Fail Guy. He actually did it while I was streaming, so thank you again, Epic Fail Guy. Thank you guys all for making this whole server possible, and making all this, the events and things like that possible. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. All right, so we are going over these patch notes here. We're going to be able to see what's getting changed, what got changed, and what's going to stay relatively the same. Now, I'm going to start doing something where I'm going to tell you if a champion's just really good, still decent, or it's just bad. This doesn't mean you can't play the champions, but I know some people want to know my thought on how the champion will play out in solo queue. If you guys would like how it would play out in teams, let me know and I could do that too, kind of like a clash thing, because I know a lot of you guys want to play clash, or a lot of you guys have your own separate team. So if you guys want me to do how it would fare in a team as well, I could do that for you too. So let's start off with Alistar. So rounding up some base stats, passive heal increase. His health gets buffed up, his attack damage gets buffed up, and his attack damage growth gets buffed up, so he's just a bit stronger. And then his heal is better. I don't think he beats any other healers, and those healers can poke him out still. So I don't think he's amazing. He's not bad. I just think he's not good either. He's in the middle between bad and okay. If you main him, play him. You could climb with any champion, but this is just if you're looking to play support and you want to tank support, there's probably just a better one for you. Alistar's just not that amazing right now. Too many things counter him, too many things put him in a bad situation, and unless you're a one trick, you're not going to know how to deal with those situations, and you're just adding a lot more hurdles to what you're playing. Aphelios. All right, bug fix, mark damage ratio decrease, Infernum R damage ratio, and explosion radius. That needed to be decreased. That was ridiculous. This doesn't do anything. I still think he's a busted champion. I think they're gonna slowly nerf him to the point where you have to be good with him to be good to be ridiculously Avery, what? Calm down. Okay, I'm sorry. I think they're gonna nerf him to the point where you have to be good to make him ridiculously broken. Right now, he's not really that way. He's just broken. If you've ever played Aphelios, the thing that keeps him under wraps, in my opinion, is the fact that he has no escape. But if he did have an escape, he'd be monstrous. So I think that's why they're not really nerfing him down like that, because a lot of high elo players should be able to deal with Aphelios, and honestly a lot of low elo players should be able to deal with him as well when you're just not the ADC or the support. In lane it's gonna be a problem, but out of lane I have rarely see Aphelios players even do anything because he's really immobile and he doesn't really have a lot to survive with. He doesn't have a lot of survivability. So I think they're gonna slowly nerf him, but like I said, this man goes and gets fed, or he just goes untouched for a while, he is going to be a pain. So he's still pretty good in my opinion. If you play him, you want to play him, he's amazing right now. Q damage ratio increase. Ezreal's always been good. This just makes him better. Garen E-spin increase. I didn't really think that was necessary, but I'm glad that they dialed him back a lot to then fix it little by little. This doesn't really do anything to him. Maybe if you're a Garen main, you'll feel it, but if you're not, it's the same person in my opinion. Q damage ratio increased, W base damage increased later. So Boulder Toss does more now, and then the Wall Up does more as well. Not much of a buff in my opinion. Gnar is still Gnar. He's the safe laner if you want to play Gnar. He's not. In my opinion, it doesn't really do anything. He's still Gnar. He still does what he does well. Graves E cooldown decrease. So I played some Graves. Once again, just they're so like small, and I think they do this on purpose. Some changes are just really small, so they don't break the champion. And so yeah, it might not seem nothing like by now, but if they keep doing what they're doing and like buffing these champions just a little and little, eventually it's gonna be like, oh my goodness, they're amazing. And then you'll have to nerf it back just a little bit. And I think that's the right way to approach the situation, rather than saying, you know what, let's make this guy's cooldown 10 seconds, and then oh my, we messed up. Let's go back and revert it and then start over again. Like that method was whack. They used to do that a long time ago. I never liked it. So this is better. That's why there's a lot of times you see me go over patch notes and I'm like, well, they're not really doing anything different. That's because I'm pretty sure they're just taking the slow and steady pace so it doesn't break the champion and cause more problems, especially in high elo play. Usually when things get broken in lower elo, they don't really notice it because they don't use the champion to the right extent. And if I've ever offended you guys for saying low elo, I apologize. That's just how it is. You're in the lower bracket of the tiers, so you're considered lower elo. If you would like me to say lower bracket instead, or just the lower ranks, I could do that too. I apologize if it's offensive. I never was offended when I was called lower elo, when I was lower elo, but it probably offends you, and if it does, I'm sorry, let me know and I will stop saying it. W base damage decrease, empowered E damage decreased. I don't know, honestly. I mean, Heimerdinger is just always a lane bull. He's never really been amazing outside of lane. So if this guy doesn't like get advantage of like split pushing and stuff like that, like just get an advantage of like not ganking, or if the enemy laner like feeds him, he's a problem. But even then, like it gets to a point where he's not, because he has to fight in his turrets, and it's really hard to set up team fights, especially in lower elo, because there's not a lot of cooperation. So he's gonna have to, he might put a lot of turrets somewhere and then go somewhere else, and a fight breaks out. And he's like, I have no turrets. So I don't know, but he's really good at catching people out. So I don't really know, honestly. I don't think that does anything to him. His W empowered though did insane damage. I will say that. I know that's not his W empowered, but I'm just saying it did do insane damage, but they didn't touch it. So Shaco E damage ratio decreased, cost flattened. I don't really think any amount of numbers kind of affect Shaco. Either you're good at Shaco or you're not. That's really much it. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Inferno Drake buff, 5%, 10%, 50%, 20%, 4%, 8%, 12%, 16%. Really? Inferno Soul. 70. He nerfed it like crazy. Why? Oh no. With some driving notes across the board, bringing them down to better match the strength of the cloud. Oh, that's why. Okay, that makes more sense. So they're not just inherently nerfing it just because they're doing it to like, okay, make it even with everything else. All right, I guess. Damn, that's a lot of nerfs. I'm just skimming it just to see kind of what's going on, and then I'll talk about it. I don't think any of this like actually matters, honestly. It looks like it does, don't get me wrong, like 5 to 4, 10 to 8, 15 to 12, 20% to 16. You hardly ever get these two, honestly. You usually get the 4 to the 8, which would be 5 to 10, which is not really that much of a decrease. And that goes for all of them. So hardly you'll get a game where you have 4 Infernals or 4 like any type of dragons, or even 3, honestly. Especially if you're dominating, or because the game will just be over before the soul gets collected, or if it's that long, usually both teams can't get to that 3 mark. So I don't really think it's doing that much. Elder buff durations decrease. I actually agree with that. That thing lasted too long. A lot of people think it's broken. I mean, if you're ahead, you're ahead. And if you're ahead, you're going to be doing a lot more damage anyway. Elder Dragon just makes it so you can secure kills. I don't think it's broken, but like that's a lot of seconds to just have that on, because you have to sit basically and wait for it to go away. You don't really have... I have rarely seen someone lose the fight with Elder Dragon on them. So I think that lowering the amount of time was important. I think they need to do a little bit more, but hey, I'm not on the balance team. So rated dirt damage increase, edge of night damage increase, needed. Not saying it doesn't. And then a bunch of bug fixes. So this was like a short patch, honestly, but this is just patch 9.24b. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions or any comments, let me know. And please let me know if the term low elo affects you, and if you ever get upset by it, so to let me know to not use it anymore. And if I do, I will apologize again, because I might have just forgotten. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And you know what I always say, thank you for coaching this like a approach. I do it every time. Thank you for approaching this like a coach.